We've reached the 10th anniversary of the Academy Awards, and the happy winner this time is The Life of Emile Zola, directed by William Dietrich and starring Paul Mooney in the titular role. The story is, unsurprisingly, about the life of the French author Emile Zola, all the way from humble beginnings through his rise to fame and success, and finally, his role in the infamous Dreyfus Affair. This film was critically acclaimed when it was released, and the Academy reflected that acclaim, awarding it with a then-record 10 nominations, of which it won 3. Now, I'm not a historian, so I'm gonna mostly judge it based on its own merits as a film, starting of course with Emile Zola himself. I have an issue with the character of Emile Zola. In the film, he's portrayed as a god, the embodiment of integrity, and a champion for truth and justice. He's too perfect, basically, is what I'm saying. In the beginning, he has nothing, but he always speaks his mind, criticizing the government. And he says that all he has to do is finish his book, and the people would buy it, and love it, and he'll become an instant success. You'll all see. So he finishes his book. And the people buy it and love it, and he becomes an instant success. Boom! Fortune and glory. So where are the obstacles here? Where's the growth? Do you see the problem here? Instead of feeling like a role model who speaks truth to power, he just ends up looking like a smartass know-it-all. He was perfect from the get-go, so why should I be invested? Well, as the film progresses, it does get noticeably better. After the fame and fortune, Zola becomes arrogant, lazy, and fat, and that's when Mrs. Dreyfus comes to visit him. She tells him that her husband, Captain Alfred Dreyfus, was wrongfully convicted by the French army as a traitor, and that he was sentenced to life in prison. She begs for Zola's help, as he's the only person with the ability to influence the masses with his words, and he decides to help her out by writing one of the most famous articles in history, J'accuse, or I accuse. As a result, the French army is after him now, and he's put on trial for libel. Everything about the Dreyfus affair, from his conviction, Mrs. Dreyfus's despair, J'accuse, and Zola's trial, is actually pretty riveting stuff. It's the highlight of the film for sure. What makes it all the more engaging is that it's still relevant today. We live in a time where truth is under attack, there's corruption in high places, and the dangers of the mob are ever prevalent. So all of these sequences really spoke to me. Finally, there's one more thing I need to mention. The real-life Dreyfus affair had a lot to do with anti-Semitism, as Alfred Dreyfus was a Jewish man, and Emile Zola helped shine a light on said anti-Semitism. The film, however, doesn't mention any of it. Nothing about anti-Semitism, nothing about Dreyfus being Jewish, nothing at all. Some people speculate that the reason behind this was that a certain anti-Semitic individual rose to power in Germany at the time, and Hollywood didn't want to alienate the German market. That also sounds kind of familiar, doesn't it? Nowadays, there's this other individual. He's not German, but he seems to have the same effect on Hollywood. Anyway, that's The Life of Emile Zola. Overall, I actually did like this film. Even though the main character is perfect to a fault, I did like him at the end of the day, mostly due to Paul Mooney's performance, which was great. Alfred Dreyfus was the best character in the film. He's likable and you feel for him as he proclaims his innocence on deaf ears, and the Dreyfus affair is legitimately great stuff. So, to me, the good outweighs the bad. As for the ranking, the movie lands on 5th, behind Grand Hotel. It's good, I liked what it represents, but it has its flaws, so that's that. Up next is the 11th Best Picture winner, one of the greatest classic American feel-good pictures of all time. You Can't Take It With You. Check back tomorrow for the next video of DB Review's Oscar Madness Marathon and subscribe to my channel so you won't miss a thing. Thank you all very much, and let the journey continue.